Incremental greetings. I want to share the most useful key bindings, keyword shortcuts you can use to make the navigation in Supermemo a lot more smooth. I have to say that yes, everything can be done with the mouse, but the experience will be a lot better if you get used to the key bindings. Supermemo has been designed with the pro user in mind. So first, if you use a laptop, you may require to use the FN key, especially with using the start, finish, home keys. If your keyboard doesn't have them, you will have to use the FN modifier. So you have all of those. So I click on Learn, and I'm here. Okay. That is an extract from this place. Where am I? I know where am I. Is the root, year 2024, familiar heuristic, or an extract that I did. Nice, because it's the ancestors window. How do I know where it is in the knowledge tree? Because it hasn't been updated. Easy. I can press Alt-C, and here it is. In case I don't have the knowledge tree at all, it's the same key binding. Alt-C, C stands for contents, because it's, strictly speaking, it's the contents window. So it will display the contents window. And in case it's already there, it will update and show you where you are, the element that is currently displayed in the element window. Then I can navigate through this. But wait, if I use the mouse, I can go to the parent, nice, or previous element, page up. What is previous element? What is this? Where am I? Hey, the previous, it's the parent at the same time. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see if you got that. Let's do this one. Oh, that will be a good example. Here I have many children. Nice. Let's go to arrow. So if I press parent, what I will go is glossary. How do we know that? And in the knowledge tree, it's harder to see it, but it's here. So if I press Control Up, I go to the parent. But hey, the element window has been updated, yes, but not the knowledge tree. It is not updated. If now I go back manually, if instead of pressing Control Up, I'm here. So now what the change is that the active window is this one, the contents window, not the element window. If I press Control Up, hey, there's a nuisance here. The result is the same. I get the same element and the element is loaded in the element window, but the knowledge tree is updated. If I trigger the same key binding, Control Up, when I have the element window active, it doesn't update. Keep that in mind. Then, previous and next element. You know that we have alt right, alt left, and alt right. This is especially useful. Let's do one example. Is one example arrow. I make the goal solution. So now if I navigate alt left, I go to the element I created, the previous element. But wait a second, that's not alt left. This is alt page up. Let's do it. What is this? Previous here means a sibling. So it is related to the hierarchy in the knowledge tree. In this case is, what a word hard to pronounce, arborescens. And happens to be, it's here, is the next one. That means that if I go alt page up, it will go apex, anti-triangle, anti-edge, and so on. And if I press alt page down, I go navigate the children down in the hierarchy. So apex, articulation point, I arrow. Hey, why not articulation point? It was the next one. is because there's a child. So it goes to the same, in this case, ceiling, because they are sharing the same hierarchy level. Still speaking, it's not this. It goes to the next element. So if I open this in the browser, control space, by the way, it will be this order. So if I'm here and I press Alt up, I will go to this element. And the same for here, because there's some hierarchy. If I have this nested, let's do it for the sake of the example. I have one extract, and this extract has another extract, and now this extract has a closed solution. So I'm here. In the last, I'm in the element. There's nothing hierarchy down. So if I press Alt, page up, where am I? Hey, I'm in the parent. But it's applied done. That is because it seems that I am nowhere, right? Everything is empty. If I do it again, hey, I'm in the parent. And if I do it again, I'm in the this one, the source, the first extract that I started. So in this scenario, if I go to the previous element, it's actually going to the parent. Not necessarily. Let's do it again. In this case, I have hierarchy. I didn't did the closed relation right away from the alternating. So if I go to the parent, boom. What is this? It's the same thing. Go to the parent. And go previous element. Bam. In this context is the same because I only have one element in each level of hierarchy. There are no ceilings. That's why this behavior can be misunderstood if that's the case. But wait a second. What happens if I press Ctrl Up on the knowledge tree? It's the same behavior. Look at the highlight. Now it will be bad, but the difference is that it updates the contents window at the same time. It's a lot easier to see. Now if I press, wait a second. What is that? Let's do it again. Control Up, I go to the parent. Control Up to the parent. Control Up to the parent. But now, Control Up won't be going to the next element, the next sibling. It will go to the parent. So glossary of graph theory. And now if I I didn't want to do that. So what you will be tempted to do is to use Control Down. And if you use Control Down, I'm in a different place. Because if you use Control Down, at least in Supermemo 19, I think some slight behavior has changed against Supermemo 18. You will go to the last child instead. So now up goes to the glossary. How can I go back? I can go back here by not using the relationship of parents, the hierarchy, but let's say the history that they have been visited. That means previous. So the hierarchy is horizontal. Alt left, left, left. Where am I now? Alt C. Oh, I'm here. It's exactly what I wanted. Then what happens if I use Control Page Up in the knowledge tree? What is that? Where am I? Alternating. Control Page Up. Hey, if you notice, I'm not changing anything. What I'm doing is I'm scrolling the contents window. Because here's a good example. I have a ton of topics, a ton of children in the same level of hierarchy. So instead of using the mouse, I can use Control Page Up and Page Down. I'm not navigating, I'm scrolling. Nice. What if I use Page Up with no modifier? Hey, I'm doing something. What is this? Diamond X alternating. What is this? Doesn't make sense. Diamond, the next one would be disconnected. Huh? Y goes there. I don't know how to pronounce this. And if I go to the next one, theoretically would be full, synonym for induced, isomorphic. Ah, did you catch it? What's in top of my screen? Hey, it's full, synonym of induced, precisely the one I wanted. So hey, it's not random. I'm going up, I'm navigating through the children, the ceilings that fit on my screen. So it's limited, semantically limited, by the contents window that is visible. So I will click one that is in the middle, whole. If I press page up, where I'm going to go? Eccentricity. Huh, how come? Because it's the amount of elements that can fit your contents window, not necessarily at the stage that is scrolled. Now I'm selecting in the middle of the contents window. So if I press page down, isomorphism, like before, page up, full. It's the same pattern. What's going? Okay. Will this change anything? Okay, so I selected whole, but I made the contents window shorter. I pressed page up, facing ref. Okay, if now I press page down, I will go to hexagon or the one below. Yep, and the one below was whole. Isolated. Now, whole, isolated. Whole, I increase this. Will I go to isolated? No, I go to different place. This takes into account the content in the contents window. It's a good touch. But wait, we're not done yet. What if I press Ctrl Shift page up? Nothing happens. What if I press Ctrl Shift up? Hey, what's happening here? Ctrl Shift up and down scrolls the contents. I'm not navigating. But it's manual. And what happens if I use Ctrl Shift page up and page down? What is this? I'm scrolling horizontally in case I want to read what is next in the title of the element. How cool is that? So there are a ton of combinations. Page up, page down, with one modifier, two modifiers. Then up and down, modifier and modifier. And you can have this in the knowledge tree or using the element window with the loss of synchronization. And even more, if I go back to what I did here. Now, one tiny detail. Let's collapse this. You can collapse this with enter. It's actually a toggle. If it's uncollapsed, it will collapse. And if it's collapsed, it will expand. Cool. But do you think will make a difference? Here is uncollapsed. And we have alternating, it's collapsed, and arrow, it's expanded. So let's start here. If I navigate, Control down, bam, look at what's going to happen now. Alternating, Control down. Hey, I'm navigating through the child. So in case it's a folder or there's some hierarchy, it will open that. It will expand in the knowledge tree and navigate to the first child. Now I have more child. Okay. Those are dummy. So what I did now is that I will have a second child with hierarchy as well. All collapsed. What's going to happen now? Control down. Nice. The same behavior. Control down. Hey, this expanded the children, but it's going to the last child, not the first one. You may have thought this will go here, but it went there. And on top of that, so now if I go Control up, I go to the parent. Nice. Now if I add Control Shift down, I'm only navigating. Nice. If I use page down, huh? Oh yeah, it's by contents, whatever fits in my screen. Nice. If I use Alt, hey, what happens here? Because as soon as I click Alt, it makes the element window active. I'm no longer using the contents window. So if I press Alt page down, arrow, touch Alt, I look at the ancestors window. Articulation point. Where is this? Oh, I'm here. This one. So if I press Alt page down, augmentating. Oh yeah. Automorphism. Nice, finally I get it. If I drop the Alt, what's going to happen? Same thing. So actually the Alt page up and down is not key binding at all. The only thing that serves is that if you have the focus on the contents window, as soon as you press Alt, you get the focus here in the toolbar, actually. So you press E, it will be for edit. If I press W for window, now we have pressed Alt and W will be window and so on. But hey, I can use a strategy to use Alt. So I can use the Alt key just to switch the focus to the element window and then use the key binding on the element window. It may be confusing because it may be the same key binding, but it's being executed in a different window. Even though you may not realize that, because it's very subtle that, yeah, the root is gray and now it's black. It's easier to notice for the highlight color of the element that is active. But wait, we are not over yet. We have home. It goes to the first element in your collection, which by definition will be your root element. It's always the first one. How do you know that? Because when you create the collection, it's with this concept already. And if I look here, it's the first one. The ordinal is number 1. Nice. If I press End, I go to the last. In this backup, that's the last element. That happens to be 339,753. I don't find this useful. The one that I find useful is this one that I use when I start recording videos. When you want to go back for whatever reason as a starting point, whoop, you go here. And it's more complex than that. There are some nuances, but I think that covers most of the workflows. That's why I also decided to make a standalone video for this, because then a video about the key bindings will be an hour long. Let me know if it has been useful and it has been clear enough with this. So just to test yourself, here I have years, I have numbers. What key binding do I need to go to 2024? Look if there are children there. Which key binding do you want to set? Do you want to bet? Control up. Oops, no, goes to the parent. Page up. Goes to the parent again. The previous one. Not necessarily the parent. How do I do that? It's Control up. Shift up. This is for selecting. Alt up. No, the focus goes to the element window. What's the setting? What's the key? Page up. No, I want to go to the element, to the sibling. Here, I want to jump here. Alt up. Alt page up. That's the key. I'm navigating there, but I'm not updating the page. And now why it's taking so long? I think the I think the topic is it's huge. I'm there. Happen to be that it's not being updated. Alt C and it's outdated. And now 23 items, artificial intelligence, revolutionized science, have a product talk, co-engineers. I hope I made my point clear. Nothing more to add today, and see you incrementally.